Where my colleague Deputy Editor Rohini Swami will be getting you live updates on yesterday's blast.
Thank you, Preeti. Hello and welcome everybody. We are here on Up South, going to be reporting live from the exact spot where the bomb blast took place last evening. I'm Rohini Swami, and along with my colleagues, we'll be giving you the most exhaustive report on what happened in the Bangalore blast. Well, where we stand right now on Church Street, it's one of the busiest streets of Bangalore, also known as the food street of Bangalore. Well, it will be bustling with activity of people walking around, dining, and with a lot of upmarket restaurants. But to the bustle today was very different. The simple reason that there were police and NI officials all around. A low-intensity blast took place last evening here, claiming the life of one lady. But a big question right now is, was this waiting to happen? Or the bigger question that is being asked was, are there going to be more such terror attacks? Well, we bring you this investigative report as to what exactly happened in the Bangalore bomb blast.
A low-intensity blast rocked Bengaluru on a busy Sunday evening, killing 1 and injuring 5. The Home Ministry termed it as a terror attack.
Are you calling it a terror attack?
Definitely, it's a terror attack, yeah.
While high-level meetings were held in Bengaluru and in New Delhi, Home Minister Rajnath Singh said that an intelligence alert had been given to the state. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said that despite all preventive measures, a blast took place in the metro city.
नहीं अलर्ट तो किया ही गया है अलर्ट तो पहले भी जारी किया गया
Yes, that is why we have taken all measures, whatever precautionary measures are needed, we have taken. Despite the measures we have taken, this has happened.
Meanwhile, all angles of investigation are being explored. 2 teams of the NIA are probing the case. A timer was used to trigger the blast at 8:30 p.m. on Sunday. The bomb was placed an hour before it went off. It went unnoticed as it's a busy area this time of the year. Reports say police are unhappy with the quality of the CCTV footage, crucial for the investigations.
We were just standing there, a few of us talking, and we noticed this loud noise. And suddenly we saw a lady collapsing on the ground. And we could make out it's a bomb blast.
In the last 20 days, 2 alerts had been issued for Bengaluru about a possible terror strike. The first one was a specific alert following the arrest of pro-ISIS Twitter handler Mehdi Masroor Biswas. Not ruling out any possibility, the police are probing the Simi activist who escaped in the Khandwa jailbreak last year. It is believed that the modus operandi adopted bears similarity to previous attacks carried out by Simi activists. Reports also suggest that there are striking similarities between Bengaluru and the earlier Chennai train blasts.
There are similarities between different incidents across the country. We are in touch with the national agencies. In coordination with them, we are working.
The Bangalore police is leaving no stone unturned when it comes to the investigation to the blast that took place on Church Street. The police are playing their cards very close to the chest, not revealing which organization could be behind these blasts. But the question is, if there was an intelligence report that said that Bangalore was a soft target and there could have been a terror attack in the city, then why was the Bangalore police not alert enough? The question is, was the Bangalore police caught napping? With Pratibha Raman, Rohini Swami in Bangalore for Headlines Today. This place that I stand here on Church Street is something which I remember a lot, for the simple reason that a lot of friends during college times would come here. We come here with family and friends. But the point is that a terror attack took place at this very place. If I can show you right behind me is that blast site where it took place, has been cordoned off by the police. And it's exactly between those 2 flower pots that the IED device was placed, wrapped up in a cloth material, and then the blast took place over there. The NIA officials and the officials of the FSL have come and they have collected evidence. But the point is that this took place right outside a very famous restaurant, and that has been gone by lot of people. But the point is also that there are reporters who have spread all across South India, have also been reporting on various issues on the blast. Pratibha Raman from Bangalore joins us, Ratnika Sharma joins us from Hyderabad, and Srishat joins us from Chennai. I would like to also introduce Additional Commissioner of Law and Order, Alok Kumar, who will also be joining us on Up South. Thank you so much for joining us on Up South, sir. But first I'd like to come to you, Pratibha. Pratibha, you've been talking to the Karnataka Home Minister, you've been talking to the Chief Minister. But the point that they have been raising is that they knew, there was information that that Bangalore was on the terror radar. What exactly do you think happened? And in terms of the CCTV footage also, do you think they've been able to analyze enough and get enough evidence?
Well, Rohini, in fact, yes, the alert was issued, but then what happened was that the police was prepared with enough force that was beefed up in terms of security in areas like the malls as well as schools. But what was unexpected as well as unfortunate is the fact that it happened on a Sunday evening where there was supposed to be a lull, but then considering that it is one of the central areas, in fact, that area was particularly chosen on a footpath in between two flower pots, and that has been one of the most unexpected areas for the Bangalore police, and that has caught them on the back foot in this particular case. But then as far as the CCTV footage is concerned, in fact, if you look at that particular restaurant, there are two CCTV cameras right outside, one facing the gate and one facing the road. But then the one facing the road hasn't been working, and that has been one of the major setbacks for the police in terms of the investigation. So what they have gone around doing is that collecting CCTV
while
footage
you're talking
from all
about
the CCTV
setback,
cameras.
I'd also like to ask you, one question I'd like to ask you, Pratibha, is that you have a Bangalorean with you. Every time there's a terror attack in Bangalore, every Bangalorean asks that question, do I feel safe in my city? It's just not any Bangalorean, any part of any city where there's a terror attack, every person asks, do you feel safe? What are the voices that you're getting from Bangalore?
Well, there's absolute shock, and in one word, if I have to encapsulate the kind of emotion, one is rage and the other is panic. And I have with me one Bangalorean who apparently went on that particular street just a few hours before the incident happened. I'm sure there's been a lot of fear now when you think back, because you were in that same particular spot just a few hours before.
Yes, in fact, you're quite right. I was at the same spot a few hours ago. And around that time when the blast happened, I was in a similarly crowded street in Koramangala. So my instinctive reaction was that there might be a serial blast. So I was gripped in panic and fear, and I probably wanted to go back home as soon as possible. But since the attack had happened, we were told to sit back at places where we were until the police had come. But the police force had come in a huge number at Koramangala also. So I believe Bangalore police were on.
But then also, Rohini.
Well, if I could just bring in Mr. Alok Kumar, Additional Commissioner Law and Order. Sir, I would like, thank you so much for joining us on Up South. I have a question to you. The Karnataka Chief Minister had said that there was intelligence report, that they knew that Bangalore was in the terror radar. When they knew it, when you had information even 20 days ago, the MHA has called it a terror alert. There's always been this volley between the state and the centre saying that the state knew about it, the centre had informed the state. But the question is, do you think this was basically an intelligence failure?
No, I don't think that, so far as my knowledge is concerned, that CM has said that Bangalore City Police was having a specific intelligence input and there is intelligence failure. Because Bangalore City Police has not received any specific intelligence input. There was a generic input for 2-3 states in the beginning of this December. But despite the fact, Bangalore City Police was on high alert due to some local development and global development also. And we had stepped up the security. Even the senior officers, including me, we had gone personally to the shopping malls. We have gone to railway station, we had gone to metro station, we have gone to other crowded places, and we had conducted the security audit of all these areas. And in writing, we have given the concerned people to beef up the security. And our people, they are also on high alert. But I think this incident has happened, so now we are collecting the evidence, and we'll try our best to solve the case as soon as possible.
But sir, I'd like to point out and ask you, you're saying you all have gone to shopping malls, crowded areas, you'll have checked those places. Well, you have checked those places, you're saying that Bangalore, you had a heavy security blanket in place, yet the blast took place. So what is it that the Bangalore police was caught napping?
See, Bangalore is having now population of around 90 lakhs to 1 crore. And despite our best and sincerest effort, probably it may not be possible to give 100% foolproof security. So we have done our best, but despite the fact this thing has taken place, so we'll try to raise the bar of Bangalore police.
Murthy, I need to show the place again. Well, we are live from the Plaza site right here on Church Street. This is exactly the place where a lady, Bhavani, along with her family members had come visiting from Chennai. Bhavani, along with her family members, decided to go to a gaming zone. There were 9 members in the family, including children. And when Bhavani passed that place right in front of this restaurant here, horrific incident took place. The bomb blast took place and Bhavani was severely injured. She was rushed to the hospital along with her family members. And then at that point of time, when she was taken to the hospital, she bled so profusely that she had succumbed to her injuries. Well, Srisha Reddy joins us from Chennai, and Srisha Reddy spoke to the family members of Bhavani. They came up with the story of Bhavani and how they feel about this incident. The simple reason, if a family has been a part of a terror attack, the feeling comes from within. Srisha Reddy brings you this report.
ரொம்ப சாஃப்ட்னஸ் சார். ஆக்சுவலாக பொதுவாகவே வீட்டுக்கு யார் வந்தாலும் நல்லா பார்ப்பாங்க. யாரையும் ஒரு காஃபி கூட குடிக்காம வெளியே அனுப்ப மாட்டாங்க. ஹவுஸ் ஒய்ஃப் தான், ஜாப் பர்சன்லாம் கிடையாது. நல்ல அது எப்படி சொல்கிறது தெரியல, தெரியல. யாருனாலையும் ஏற்றுக்க முடியாத விஷயம் இது. ஏன் எதுக்கு அங்கே என் தம்பிக்கு இப்போ தான் ஆப்ரேஷன் முடிஞ்சு நார்மல் வார்டு கொண்டு வந்து போட்டிருக்காங்களாம். அதுவும் என்னன்னு தெரில. இது முடிஞ்சதுக்கப்புறம் போய் பார்க்கணும். அது பெங்களூர்லேயே அங்கேயே.
Here on Up South, we are bringing you updates as well as detailed stories on what happened in the Bangalore bomb blast on Church Street. News and updates will continue on the Bangalore blast. Up South, and we are here live from Church Street in Bangalore. This is the exact spot where last evening at 8:34 p.m. a low-intensity blast took place. This blast claimed the life of 1 and 5 people were injured. Well, this is another terror attack on Bangalore, and again Bangalore still asks the question, are we safe in our city? We're joined by a panel of reporters who have been reporting extensively on the Bangalore blast case, and we're joined now by Srisha Reddy. Srisha, if I can come to you, you're in Chennai. Chennai has also been in the radar of terror. We've seen that recently that there was a Chennai blast that took place. The kind of modus operandi that was seen in the Chennai blast is also being seen in other places, be it in Bangalore, in Pune and other places. Is there a sense of fear amongst people in Chennai now?
Well, of course, yes, Rohini, there is sense of fear because it happened in the month of May and a similar blast has happened in Bangalore. So despite the fact that the security has been put in place after this particular incident, there seems to be nothing much will happen on ground, especially, after the NIA has said that they would, help in the case. Tamil Nadu police has refused to, involve them in the probe like what Karnataka has done. I have a person with me who frequently travels to Bangalore. Is it spread a sense of fear in you after this particular incident?
Yeah, sure. Because we are very get panic of all these incidents, whatever happening in Bangalore. I keep traveling to Bangalore, but it can happen in anywhere in Delhi, Bombay, because 8 months back we had it in Chennai also. It's really a panic situation where the security has to be tightened, and the government has to do something on this. And the New Year is coming up, so we should be very careful, the public, to go move around. So there is no way we can not move around from the house, but still there should be a security should be done.
So a very clear message that there is a sense of fear, but security has to be beefed up in order to avoid such incidents, though terror is a pan-India problem. Rohini?
Well, thank you, Srisha, but we're also joined by Ratnika Sharma from Hyderabad. Hyderabad, again, another place where we've seen terror attacks. Again, questions are being raised about safety and security. Ratnika, you did speak to the Hyderabad Police Commissioner. Are they keeping a close watch on because New Year festivities are just around the corner? Definitely, Rohini. In fact, just before the New Year and Christmas, in fact, the Intelligence Bureau had informed the police and in fact instructed the police to keep a close watch for any sort of terror activities, and since then the police has beefed up the security. But of course, yesterday's incident has actually put Hyderabad police on their toes. They are now going to monitor closely, be extra vigilant. They have deployed a lot of personnel in various areas of the city, especially the crowded areas like the shopping malls, the mosques and the temples. I am joined here by a resident of Hyderabad. Ajay, how do you think this whole incident of Bangalore blast, and now that the Hyderabad police has beefed up the security, how do you think it's going to affect the New Year celebration in the city?
I don't think blast in Bangalore city will affect Hyderabad city New Year celebrations. I don't think it will happen. Even yesterday night also, the biryani center, the midnight biryani center, the tiffin center, the chai bandis are very as usual, and people do parties a lot in Hyderabad city. I don't think it will happen. It will affect this part of Hyderabad city, western part of Hyderabad city.
But do you think people will feel more restrictive in terms of moving around the city during New Year's Eve?
I don't think youth will think of that in western people, but in world city people may think of, because of this like security things and all.
So Rohini, people of Hyderabad generally definitely do not think that it's going to affect them in a big way, and but they are of course going to keep a close eye and going to be very vigilant, as the police has also advised the residents of Hyderabad to be. Back to you, Rohini.
Well, we hope so that every person is vigilant, and as every police officer says, if you see any kind of object which is unattended, report it to the police immediately. My colleagues Pratibha Raman, Ratnika Sharma and Shisha Reddy have been working day and night to bring this details on the blast that took place in Bangalore and what kind of investigation has taken place. Thank you so much for joining us, and a special thank you to Alok Kumar, Additional Commissioner of Police, who joined us and gave us an insight. But we also hope that we can make our cities a much safer place. That's all we have on Up South today. Thank you for watching, and news and updates.